In the building. November the 13th, 2025. Media Marcus live stream. I'm your guy, Media Marcus. In the building. And yeah, I'll be talking to you guys. It's November the 13th, 2025, 11:28 p.m. Coming up on midnight. I'm always here with you guys. Yes, usually Sunday through Thursday. I'm gonna be honest though, I'm on my last leg. I'm on my last leg tonight. Um, Long week, very long week. I got a few more days ahead of me as this marathon continues. But I actually might take Monday off from streaming, but I'll give you guys some content still for sure. But yes, here in the flesh, Media Markets, November the 13th, 2025. We're going to talk NFL game. Thursday Night Football just went off. We'll talk some NBA as well. What's going on in some entertainment business and a very popular, very large company, corporate company, has some things they're dealing with right now with the employees. So I'll talk about that as well. And let's get right into it. So, the Patriots defeat the Jets 27-14 in New England. I guess Patriots covered it. It was a 12.5 point spread, closing line. So Patriots covered a 12.5 point spread. There was some 13s out there. You got to push on those. Travion Henderson, 24 total touches tonight, over 90 total yards, and 3 touchdowns for the rookie running back out of Ohio State, Travion Henderson. So he did his thing. Drake May with 281 passing yards and a touchdown. So, he's still in that MVP conversation on a short week. So the Patriots get it done at home. The Jets were pretty competitive they were down 7 at the halftime. They came out and scored first. The Jets did. And, Justin Fields, 116 passing yards. Once this team got down, very tough to compete from that standpoint. And it's tough for them to compete at all. The Jets, so they fall. They lose another game. While the Patriots have won 9 games so far this season. We're in week 11. They're 9-2 on the year. Mini bye week coming up, so kudos to them. And I gotta talk some, some lines for the actual week. So I'll get into that. Yeah, let's talk some NBA. Let's talk about what happened around the NBA today. I don't. It's probably only one game on tonight, right? I would think so. 2, 3. 3 games. Toronto Raptors keep on winning, man. Toronto Raptors defeat the Raptors defeat the Cavaliers 126-113 in Cleveland. Scotty Barnes 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists on 12 of 22 from the field. Emmanuel quickly added 25 points himself, 6 assists. They get it done versus Donovan Mitchell had 31 points, leading scorer in the game, but it wasn't enough. He was 7 of 18 from the field. Yeah, Toronto just keeps winning. I don't know. I mean, I don't know their record right off the top of my head, but I mean, I've definitely seen them been picking up wins lately. So that's the latest. Toronto and Cleveland. 45 seconds left. Phoenix beat the hell out of the Pacers, 133-98. Not too much to say there. Obviously, a blowout. Dylan Brooks had 32 points though, 12 of 18 from the field, three 3-pointers made, 33 points for my guy Devin Booker, 12 of 22 from the field, also 3 shots. As they beat the hell out of the Indiana Pacers. That game. And another game just went final. The Atlanta Hawks beat the Jazz 132-122 in Utah. So they got that done. Marketing, 40 points for Utah in the loss. So that's what happened around the NBA and the NFL. And before I talk news and entertainment, let me get into the Western Line podcast portion because I need to put a podcast out for tomorrow. Stay consistent, but got a couple games I like, and we'll get into that. Bear with me, everyone. This is kind of a pop the trunk kind of thing. ATS, uh, 2024, NFC West, dude. All right, so just kind of get into the What's the Line podcast portion. Going to run a solo, give you guys a couple games that I'll be betting this NFL weekend. So let's get right into it. And we're back. Andy Up Consultant presents What's the Line podcast. I'm your guy, Media Markus. Once again, running the isolation play as I'm going to talk some NFL Week 11 lines and my best bets as well for the week. So we're going to talk about that. And I'll kind of touch on anything else. I know I got a staff for the Giants as well. Talk quick some narratives, but I'll keep it short and sweet on this here portion of the show. But yes, around the NFL, it is Week 11. Seeing what we're going to bet. I mean, I know two bets that I'm definitely going to have, but I'm just looking at. I know we got the early game, Washington and Miami, overseas. I don't know exactly where they're playing. Just what jumps out to me, I see that the Green Bay Packers are laying 7 at the New York Giants. That jumps out. Jacksonville catching 3 versus the Chargers. Nothing really there. What else we got in here? Baltimore laying 7.5 versus Cleveland. I'm not mad at that 7.5. I definitely lean Baltimore with that game. I'm looking at that's one of the stronger leans that I have. Baltimore minus 7.5. I haven't bet that. Another lean that I have is the New York Giants plus the 7 points. I have a stat here on after coaches are fired. Give me 1 second. NFL teams now. NFL teams 9-5 against the spread after the game that their coach was fired since 2020. So I think that the Giants are in a pretty good spot. Jameis Winston is going to be the quarterback here. This team is catching 7 points. The Giants are at home versus the Green Bay Packers. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good stat. I wouldn't mind backing the Giants there. I may tease them down, or tease them up rather, in that type of scenario. But also, we got the Ravens. They're laying 7.5 versus the Cleveland Browns. The Ravens have been pretty good on the road for some time now under Lamar Jackson. We definitely know that. But Cleveland, I mean, Cleveland's been the worst team in the last year. Cleveland is the worst team against the spread under their current head coach. So in the last year, it was Brian Callahan from Tennessee. He got fired. But in the last year, since the start of 2024, the worst coach in the NFL against the spread is Kevin Stefanski. Let's see what Kevin Stefanski is. All games. Since the start of last season, Kevin Stefanski 7-19 against the spread, 26.9%. That is god awful. It's the worst in the NFL under current head coaches. Brian Callahan was worse. He was 5-21 against the spread. Well, he was really bad against the spread, Brian Callahan was. But right behind him and just keep chugging along is the Cleveland Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski. 7-19 against the spread the last since 2024. So, I definitely got to lean with the Ravens in this spot. And the Ravens, since Lamar Jackson has become the full-time starter, they are in this spot as a road favorite. Let's check that out. Baltimore, 24-16-1 against the spread, 60% as a road favorite. Since Lamar Jackson has become the full-time starter. So I definitely have to lean with Baltimore here, strong lean with Baltimore. Kevin Stefanski, the worst coach in the NFL against the spread since the start of last season. Baltimore Ravens, I definitely like that one. So yes, those are some stats that I'm giving you guys. And yeah, let's get into some best bets. Let's wrap it up. Let's give, I'm not going to be here for too long. I got some best bets for you guys. Besides the ones that I touched on, I haven't bet those yet. And maybe I will, but they're not best bets yet. But best bet for me, I got to go the Seattle Seahawks plus the 3 points. Whatever the closing line is, closing line value only, as you people know. But Seattle, 5-1 against the spread as a road dog since the start of last season under head coach Mike McDaniel, under head coach Mike McDonald. So, I mean, this is a really good team in this spot. 5-1, 83% against the spread. NFC West road dogs. I always talk about them. I'm willing to back any NFC West road dog. I did it last week with the Arizona Cardinals. Got burnt. That's cool. The week before, I did it with the Arizona Cardinals. It came home. I'm always willing to back an NFC West road dog because the majority of the time we're going to come out in the green. Nothing different here. Seattle Seahawks plus the points. Best bet from your boy Media Marcus here on What's the Line podcast. Another best bet that I have for you guys before we get out of here. It's plain and simple, man. It's plain and simple. And honestly, you can rinse and repeat, and I can kind of put this on like a loop, if you will. Detroit Lions plus the points versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Best bet for me for sure. This is the Detroit team under head coach Dan Campbell, 55-26 against the spread. Dan Campbell is a covering machine. He just has been. I'm always willing to back him in any spot. It just is what it is. Rinse and repeat. But if you take him in any spot, right, he's good. But as a road underdog, as an underdog, period. Dan Campbell, 24-12 against the spread as an underdog. Catching points here against this Philadelphia Eagles team. As a road underdog, Dan Campbell, he is 15-9 against the spread. I'm always willing to ride with my guy, my bestie and a testy, Dan Campbell. I just ride with the stats. I got to have the Lions as best bet catching points here. So I'll be on that as well. Best bet for me, Media Marcus. And I appreciate you all for listening, tuning in. That is the What's the Line podcast version, or at least the section, rather, of this here Media Market stream. All right, so we talked some NFL, we talked some NBA, reviewed the Patriots win over the Jets tonight. I just talked some NFL, some bets I'm going to have this weekend, as well as some things that I like that I have not necessarily gotten there all the way to bet, but I lean that way, which is the Ravens and the Giants. Okay, let's talk what's happening in news. What is happening in the news? Well, I saw a lot of things today. But I mean, one of the things, civil rights icon Reverend Jesse Jackson has been hospitalized in Chicago. His family is asking for everyone's prayers. I didn't want to get too deep into that because I don't really know too much information, but that is the latest on Reverend Jesse Jackson. He's been hospitalized in Chicago. We're wishing the best for him and his family, and I'll keep you guys up with the latest on that. If you hear anything that he gets out, he's feeling better, et cetera, or the other way. So I'll keep you guys updated here on Media Marcus. You know how we do. But another thing is that I saw in the news. Let's go to news. Starbucks Workers United just launched a strike in 40 plus cities and 65 stores on the day of chain's Red Cup Day sales event. 1,000 baristas have walked off the job. So that is the latest for Starbucks workers. Yes, I mean United just launched a strike in 40 plus cities on the chain's Red Cup sales day. The Starbucks workers got together and they left. 1,000 baristas walked out of their job. So this is the latest with Starbucks. As we, I talk about Starbucks, some of the cuts that they're going to have and things of that nature, and trying to go all AI and things like that. So that's the latest on Starbucks. The Workers United just launched a strike in 40 plus cities, 65 stores on the day of the Red Cup sales begin. 1,000 baristas left their Starbucks jobs today. That's what you got to do. It's America. Union. You know how it goes. I mean, people got to take a stand. I think they were cutting a lot of jobs. Starbucks has benefits, so that's a lot of benefits gone. A lot of stuff like that, and you got to take a stand as a union, and good for them. We'll see what happens with that. That's the latest with Starbucks and the employees walking out, baristas walking out on the first day of their Red Cup sale for the holidays. So that's the latest on that. Let me talk some. Let me talk some entertainment. We got some entertainment. I just talked about the Detroit Lions. I'll be betting them this weekend, just like I did last weekend, just like I'll do next weekend. I'm betting the Lions every week, every week. All right. So they'll be catching points. But the Lions. Speaking of the Lions, Eminem, Detroit native Eminem, is to executive produce the Detroit Lions Thanksgiving halftime show. This is Billboard Hip Hop reporting. Eminem and longtime manager Paul Rosenberg are teaming up with the Detroit Lions to executive produce the Thanksgiving halftime show from 2025 to 2027. The duo will consult on production, presentation, and talent selection, working alongside Jesse Collins Entertainment. So that is the latest. No headliner has been announced for this year's game yet, but Eminem to executive produce the Detroit Lions Thanksgiving halftime show for the next 3 seasons. So we'll see. I mean, congrats to Eminem for that. We talk about like with Jay-Z's position, what he does with the Super Bowl, and now you're seeing maybe some ripple effect, another prominent hip hop star in Eminem, getting in with the Detroit Lions and working on their halftime show for the annual Thanksgiving game for the next 3 seasons. So congratulations to Eminem, and we continue to see him just do different things. Right? I wouldn't have guessed that would have happened. But yeah, so Eminem, that is the latest. He'll be working with the Detroit Lions to produce the halftime show over the next 3 seasons for the Thanksgiving game. Yes, I think I did pretty good reporting that, getting a little better. We're just getting better every day. Yes, we are. I love R&B. As we're switching gears a little bit, I love R&B. I love me some R&B. I'm gonna play some when I get off here because I be tired, y'all. I be working. I be grinding. I'm working on a new project right now. Breaking news. I won't give you guys too much yet, but it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. So, but yes, I love R&B music. Love it to calm down. One of R&B's legends. Forget a legend. One of R&B God. An R&B God. Babyface is who I'm talking about. A Babyface documentary is in the works from Kenya Barris and Jeremy Allen. So that is the latest with Babyface. There's a documentary in the works. And Kenya Barris is involved as well as Jeremy Allen. So this is Replex Media reporting a new documentary on the life and legacy of music icon Kenny Babyface Edmonds is officially in the works from Kenya Barris and Jeremy Allen's Calibu Inc. Society. So yes, that's the latest on Babyface. Looks like there is a documentary going to be headed by Kenya Barris and Jeremy Allen. I'm excited to see what those two are going to do. We know those two have done a ton in the industry, and then Babyface is such a legend, such a god of R&B, and I'm so excited for this documentary. I love a good documentary, and when we talk about R&B, Babyface, it definitely needs to be told. So I'm very excited about this. Kenya Barris, Jeremy Allen to produce a Babyface documentary. It is now in the works, and super excited to see that. So congratulations to them. That is Blex Media reporting. All right, what else do we got? We got Ray J. I'm tired of talking about Ray J and Kim K, which seems like it comes up every 3 to 4 weeks. Every 3 to 4 weeks, I'm talking about Ray J and Kim K. Ray J suing Kim Kardashian for betraying sex tape secret. Ray J is firing back at Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner with a lawsuit of his own. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that sex tape came out so long ago. But Ray J is suing Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner for the leaking of their sex tape, the infamous one that came out so long ago. Yeah, I don't really have much to say. I mean, whatever. I don't know if it's legally binding that you could sue now, all these years later. I really don't know. But Ray J is always out there in the spotlight. So any news is good news with Ray J. Any news is good news with Ray J. And Ray J is suing Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner for the leaking of the infamous sex tape with Kim Kardashian. So That's the latest. It feels like I'm talking about Ray J and Kim Kardashian, like collectively, like a story on them both every 3 weeks, every 3 to 4 weeks, 3.5, 3 4 weeks. All right, man, I'm almost out of here, and I think that was the last story, but I actually had another one. I got another one. This is front. What was this? Front office sports. Front office sports reporting. What did I see? What did I see? So we're here, Media Marcus. November 13th, 2025. It's 11:49 p.m. About to get up out of here. Couple more minutes with you guys, but I did see something. Front office sports. Maybe I don't have it anymore because I'm a schmuck. Maybe I took a picture of it. I think I took a picture of it. Yes, I took a picture of it. All right. So this is actually Yahoo Sports reporting. It's Yahoo Sports reporting that ESPN is ordering several on-air talents like Dan Orlowski, Kendrick Perkins, Mina Kimes, and Laura Rutledge to cut their marketing ties to controversial Papaya Gaming per Front Office Sports. So Front Office Sports is involved. See, I knew. This is Yahoo Sports reporting per Front Office Sports. ESPN is ordering several on-air talents like Dan Orlowski, Kendrick Perkins, Mina Kimes, and others to cut ties from marketing Papaya Gaming, cut their marketing ties to the controversial Papaya Gaming per Front Office Sports. Stephen A. Smith was the primary star of Papaya's ads campaigning, promoting the solitary game with Beat Steven Challenge. But news emerged of federal lawsuit accusing the company of falsely marketing games of skill and employing tailored bots to control the outcomes of tournaments. That is the latest. ESPN is ordering several on-air talents like Dan Orlowski, Kendrick Perkins, Mina Kimes to cut their marketing ties with controversial Papaya Gaming, as Papaya Gaming has been accused. The company is accused of falsely marketing games of skill and employing tailored bots to control the outcomes of tournaments. Everything's gone to shit in gambling. You can't gamble anymore. It's getting crazy. Whatever. Yes, that is it for me, you guys. 11:51 p.m., November 13th, 2025. Really appreciate you guys for all the support that I've seen and people telling me that they get their news from me these days. And, I'm going to continue to grow. I'm just starting. I'm just starting. This is just something fresh that I thought of this summer. And yeah, I'm just scratching the surface. Got a lot of things in the works. As you can see in my eyes, I'm tired, but it doesn't matter. The show goes on. Media Marcus, November 13th, 2025. Appreciate you all for listening. Appreciate you all for tuning in. I'll be betting the Seattle Seahawks plus the points and the Detroit Lions plus the points this weekend. I'll see you all soon. Thank you. Cheers.